Interesting. Right, Bacchus is the first one on the board here then. We'll look at tier 5. We're live. We should be live anyway. Let's just see if the stream link has gone in. Yeah, it had. Alright, so we're live for tier 5 now. It's been live for about a minute or two now. We'll go and start at 50. Definitely need to get off that. Also, it's really dark. Jesus. That's one really dark situation in Kyoto. We'll wait and, for a couple of minutes for people to get in. We'll just go and check some things first. Because tier 2, yeah, was tier 2 was extremely interesting. Hello, Higgsy. Hello. Afternoon. Is this the first time you've been able to watch it live this season, Higgsy? Out of curiosity. Don't think I've seen you in the chat very often. Might have been Deep Forest, the only other time I saw you in the chat, actually. The second, okay. We'll just give it a few, wait a few minutes for everyone to get in. Let me put in chat. Let me put. I'll put in tier 5 chat that we're live with thing. Put in general chat as well. Let's see if we get a few more people in. But yeah, round 7. Which means tonight is the final race of the season, but this one is the penultimate race of the season. And for those who didn't watch this one earlier, the one I did earlier, tier 2 had a lot of twists. It had a lot of turns and it had a lot of controversy. I would highly recommend spending your time to put an hour or so into watching that. But yeah, we're gonna get going in a minute or two here. Figure things out. See if we can get it running. Yeah, then we go for then it'll be 2 racers from tier 5, which will leave us with 2 left afterwards. Which, on that note, I'll probably do in practice. I'll probably open a practice lobby immediately after this lobby then. But yeah, right, let's go for the grid now then. We've been going for just shy of 5 minutes. It gives people enough time to get in if they truly wanted to watch the race at all. So but yeah, right, let's go. So, just lost my train of thought for a minute. I was too busy looking at the tier 4 out for my comms of tier 2. So, Higgsy on pole. That's just kind of a surprise, actually. Higgsy on pole in this one. Then again, he did this at Barcelona and decided to make this as hard as humanly possible for himself. So, we'll wait and see if that's going to be a repeat today. So, we got Arak in second. So, what's this? Barcelona? At this point, I'm pretty sure it might as well be the exact same lineup as Barcelona. What on earth? So, we got Jin in third, who's actually started to put a little bit of a run together recently. Fracas in fourth, who, let's hope I don't dogpile on him more today. Deco in fifth. McLaren's doing well in qualifying. Slavman in sixth, which is his best qualifying I think I've seen him do in a long time. Wario in seventh. Berserk in eighth. Monty in ninth. This is kind of disappointing for him. Stuart in 10th. D-Dubs in 11th. And Zelda in, well, Waluigi in 12th. Also, they took off their Mario-themed, they took off their Japanese-inspired liveries from the rest of the season to put on a different Japanese-inspired livery, which is quite funny. But yeah, I believe we're not all on soft. So mediums for a McLaren. What are you doing? There's no way, surely. Berserk and the Jaguar on mediums is understandable. D-Dubs on those mediums, and also Waluigi on the mediums. So, okay, that's rather interesting. I'm not sure the McLaren being on the mediums is a smart choice, but each to their own, I guess. But yeah, right, we've gone for the grid. Let's get ready for the actual race itself. There's 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Down towards turn 1 here. Higsy has got off to a flying start. Aurak, not so much. And Jin has got the outside line into second place. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold this against Aurak, as Aurak is on his inside right now. Aurak's still in second for the moment in time. Jin's got a bit deep. Jin's got very deep. But he's managed to hold on against Aurak for a split second. He's still there. Aurak is now in second, and Aurak is going to take that position right back off Jin up the hill as we go through down towards turn 4 now. Well, turn 5 even. And we'll see whether or not, if anything's going to change. Higsy is John. Higsy has managed to get off to one hell of a start. Slapman have also started off like a house on fire as well. From 4th to 6th, here comes Berserk on the inside on the medium tires. We're going 3 wide. Slapman has decided there isn't a corner there for some reason, but somehow is able to actually keep his 5th place instead of dropping multiple positions at the same time. And again, just wide in the corner, it's cost him another position. This time Fracas able to go on by. And Fracas are back up to 5th after starting in 4th. Looks like Deco also did not get a great start. Probably ruined the decision to start on the medium tyres and that McLaren. It probably wasn't the smartest decision he's ever made. Let's go have a look at Fracas versus Berserk here. Fracas on the inside against Berserk. It's really dark here in Kyoto for this sprint race. Here comes Slavman on the inside of Berserk as well. Maybe a little bit of contact there, but Slavman gets by. I'm not entirely sure if there was enough contact toward that the push to pass, but that was a decent attempt there by Slavman. He picked it well. Oh, Wario! Wario slid the car. It looked like he's been saved by Berserk and maybe even Deco as well. Just about getting away with one there in the end, and somehow isn't actually off the track. That should have been pretty much the end of his sprint race down then, I think, but he's got away with one for certain. We're going to head down towards the final, through the final corner now, and see what we're going to be able to get. At the front of the grid, Higsy's in control, let's just say that. He's got a large lead through the first lap here at Kyoto. He's already through turn 2, and then 3, and up through 4 as well, and gets to actually take this 5 in the following corner, turn 6, the beginning of the second sector. Higsy ahead of Aurak right now, is ahead of Jin. Jin substantially closer to Aurak than Aurak is to Higsy. And then you've got Fracas in 4th, who's cleared Slavman just a little bit, who managed to also get back past Berserk as we watch that overtake happen at the end of the last lap. Berserk is now under 5 from Wario, who's managed to get his car under control again. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens when we get to the realm of tyres dropping off. It looks like Wario to the inside of Berserk here. And Wario is going to get this on the inside of Berserk into the bottom of the hill. And that is a pretty good move there from Wario. clean as a whistle. We now go through Berserk and then Deco in 8th. Deco really not making his way through right now. Then you got Waluigi, who's currently in 9th. And then you got Stuart in 10th, Monty in 11th, D-Dubs in 12th. We go back to the front for the moment. Higgsy is ahead of Arak. The front four are pretty much clear of everyone else at this point in time. Fracas is right on the back of Jin. We'll see if Fracas is going to be able to make this work. He's definitely got the tyres to make this work. But he's not going to be able to do it just yet. Jin's got enough at this point in time to hold on. We'll see whether or not he's going to be able to have enough to hold on later on into this race. We continue to move throughout the second lap here. It's going to be 7 laps here in this race. It looks a bit deep for Jin then. Might open the door for Fracas just a little bit. You see Higgsy and Arak are in the distance right now. I don't think either of them are going to get challenged by 3rd and 4th anytime soon. It's whether or not Arak can get himself close enough to Higgsy to put a challenge or two in. We'll wait and see as we go along. Oh, gets Fracas into the wall! Fracas has gone off the track into the wall and got damage. And all that time and effort you put in the first couple of laps to get back to Jin. Just been hampered there. One mistake, and now here comes Slapman and Wario. Slapman's got Wario's number at the moment, defending exceptionally well. Definitely the best 3 laps I've seen Slapman do in this tier since he debuted at Barcelona. He's still going. Wario's looking to the inside now. Wario's gone to the inside. He's still there on the inside. Wario might be in front now. Oh, Fracas is in the grass. Fracas is in the grass again, and that was a lot of everything happening at once, and no good camera angle to see it. We go down the hill now. You see Wario there behind. Gets past Slapman, and Slapman just gets it all sorts of wrong. Fracas is just too much throttle. Just too much throttle and multiple mistakes in a singular lap, and it's bad again. Trying to get back on the track. And that was the last thing Fracas would have wanted today. So, Wario up into 4th then. Slapman sticks himself to 5th. He seems to be glued to that position at this point in time. And right now, not an awful lot happening in terms of overtake. Jin's in a world of his own right now. Arak is also quite considerably in front of Jin, but not quite anywhere near Higgsy, who's currently got a decent lead as we go into the end of lap 3. As Wario and Slapman are close, but not really close enough to make any real movements happen here. Berserk against Deco. Deco starting to make his way back through the grid just a little bit, albeit there's going to be a ton that are on the medium tyres that those mediums won't fall off in this sprint race, and the softs possibly will in some cars, but it's probably quicker to do laps on dead softs. We'll wait and see. So Jin quite considerably off Arak. The front 3 is still very much as it was. You got Wario in 4th, who needs to start catching up to Jin. As Jin is just trying to get himself a gap at the top of the leaderboard now. And we got Berserk and Deco in the background in the shot as well. Trying to figure things out at this point in time. But at this point in time, everyone seems to be driving with themselves. Not an awful lot of overtakes happening. Everyone just separated by roughly the same amount. As we continue through, and Waluigi drops to the back, but will get past D-Dubs here. Absolutely will get past D-Dubs as he's on the inside down the hill. That GTR should have enough. And it will have enough to the inside there, down the bottom of the hill, and D-Dubs is at the back of the grid now. Overtake made there by Waluigi. And we got Stewart here trying to catch up with Monty, who's not really been able to do much out of ninth at the moment. And they've got Fracas, who's trying to recover from his spin. Deco has been left in the dust a little bit here by Berserk on this lap. Then you got Slabman, who is starting to catch back up to Wario in front of him. Doing a good job so far. Wario at this point in time also trying to go back after the front three, who are very, very much separated as we go along. As we continue to roll on through this race, we're on lap 4 now. About to go to the end of lap 4, beginning of lap 5 of 7. And we'll wait and see whether or not we're going to get some close racing. Looks like Jin is really catching up to Aurak, but Higby is the entire final corner in front at this point. So he is in fact starting to gain some ground, starting to be in complete control of this one. And it comes Slapman into the pits. Oh, okay then. Well, that's an interesting move to make. I don't think it's a wise move to make, but it's certainly an interesting one. As Slapman goes into the pits and will come out right at the back. Well, he's got a lot of ground to make up now. Let's see if we can find some sort of battle. Deco has got back to Berserk, so we will actually go and watch this. Because Wario's on his own. I think Wario just made a mistake though. I think Wario just made a huge mistake. Here comes Deco on the outside of Berserk. Deco on the outside of Berserk here. Can he get him? No, he cannot. And Berserk is just going to roll his way through at this point in time. We'll see whether or not there's going to be more to this. As we go on through, Fracas is right on the back of this now, and I think so is Monty. Monty is starting to make his way through as well. But Wario needs to get himself a bit of distance. He's got some sort of distance. He had a mistake very clearly in the beginning of the lap that gave everyone something back. Here comes Deco. Looking again now, Fracas on the outside, trying to push the needle just a little bit. Isn't going to be able to do it around this corner though. Deco does enough to the inside to hold Fracas off, and Berserk does enough to hold off Deco as well, as we continue to roll through here in the sprint here at Tier 5. And the front of this race, Aurak has just cleared Jin now. There was a point where we thought Jin might have got close enough to try and challenge Aurak. That isn't going to happen. And Aurak has got a miracle to try and catch up to Higgs. You see Aurak really popping up into the background there. Has to figure something out sooner rather than later there. Otherwise Higgs is just going to walk away with something. We'll walk away with one here. But we've got a battle in behind. And wow, the GTR's gone into pit. The GTR's gone into pit on lap 5. Oh, that is an awful choice. That is an awful, awful choice of strategy there by the GTR. The Wario having a lapse in his judgment, I think, there. The one stop is not quicker around here for certain. It's just too much to catch up, too many bodies to pass. And that's going to allow for Berserk to jump into 4th. Deco trying to get that position now as well, as Deco lines up the inside, but doesn't go for it. You can tell he was looking for it, but decides to back out of that before anything bad happened. We go down the hill now with Berserk in 4th, Deco 5th, Fracas 6th, and you've got Monty on the back of that in 7th. And a long way to go for Slaphouse and Wario. Slapman and Wario, sorry. But they pitted. They're definitely going to have better tyres, but they've got a long way to go here. See how many bodies they can catch. But for now, this top 4, well, this train of 3 people fighting for 4th is definitely the most interesting battle of the race so far. And the Berserk is just again doing just about enough to hold this one hold Deco at bay. The front three are separated by a good 3 or 4 seconds apiece now at the very least. And here comes Deco to the inside, but I think he may have got too far to the inside there, and his car took a little bounce off the edge of the curb. And that will allow Berserk to just open the gap just ever so slightly. Just open the gap enough for some breathing room. As we're about to go to the last lap of this race. We're a minute and 42, well, a minute and 20 to go on the clock, sorry. So this will definitely be the last lap of this race. Berserk versus Deco. The battle for 4th place. It's really close here. Probably the only one that's actually close enough to actually make a difference. The front 3, without a mistake, should be the front 3. As Jin is starting to close his gap on Moose. Even though Jin hasn't actually won a race this entire season, Moose has just missed this one and the last one in Le Mans as well. And here comes Deco, who's going for it again, who's actually alongside this time. He's pulled alongside to the inside of Mr. Berserk, and finally had a good opportunity at making the move stick, and will make the move stick to get into 4th, to overtake Berserk there. He's been inching closer and closer and closer every single lap from the start of this race, and the man finally made it work in the McLaren, albeit I don't know why they went on the medium tyres, especially that McLaren, considering that McLaren has got all sorts of tyre left. It must have been a mistake from Orak at the front, because Orak is now substantially close to Jin here. Might even be because he got no tyres. It's going to be very interesting. Can Jin, who's also got no tyres, catch back up to Orak in a quick enough time? They've got about a second and a half left on the clock here in the sprint. Jin would absolutely not be complaining with the 2 points here. If he can, of course, get said 2 extra points on Orak. Because Higgsy's in the distance. Higsy is going through the final chicane. And there is no mistake in this one from Higsy. We saw there was a mistake that he did at the feature race a couple of weeks ago in Barcelona. He made that hard, but ended up winning. And he is going to add to that Barcelona feature win with a sprint win here at Kyoto. And there you go, Higsy over the line to win the sprint race in here in Kyoto, and it's a commanding victory here for Higsy as Orak gets himself over the line in second. Jin rounds out the podium, and Deco gets himself into 4th there. Fracas over the line in 5th. Berserk ended up settling for 6th after being in control of 4th for a long period of time. Monty in 7th. Stuart's going to get over in 8th. Slapman gets over in 9th. Wario in 10th. And Waluigi in 11th. D-Dubs in 12th. Those two not having a good race whatsoever. Also got beat by the one-stops. There you go. Well, that's the end of the sprint race here in Tier 5. No real battle at the front of the grid. That was absolutely dominated there by Higsy. Never looked back. Got the pole, got off the line quickly, and, well, made every other person pay to that. No one got anywhere near him the entire race. The interest in this scenario there was the amount of people who decided that the best thing they could have done in that scenario was to go on the mediums in a sprint. That is a very interesting conundrum that the Tier 5 brought up there. A lot more people went on mediums than I thought they would. You know, it's very clear softs, even dead softs, would have made the sprint a bit quicker, I think. We're just loading up the actual feature race now from Tier 5, and then very quickly not look at the results on the side there. But right, let's see how this plays out. Given the fact that we've seen the tyres on some of these cars, the mediums to go a ton of time on that McLaren. So it could be very, very interesting by the end of this one. So, let's run through the grid very quickly. So we've got D-Dubs who leads on reverse grid pole. Then we have both the GTR. That's a menacing sight on a normal track. That's a certain. You know, Waluigi in second, Wario in third, both on the medium tyres. Soft for Slavman in fourth, which is a very interesting concept for him. And you've got Stewart in fifth on mediums, and Monty in sixth on mediums as well. Berserk starting on mediums in seventh. Everyone else will start on the medium tyre for certain. Fracas on in eighth, Deco in ninth, Jin in 10th, Orak in 11th, and Higgsy that leads us at the back, who has actually changed his livery just a little bit and taken off the Aston Villa colours. Aston Villa badge at the very least. Not the Aston Villa colours, but definitely taken off the Aston Villa badge. Alright, so here we go. Down to the line as we start. 40 minutes in the features. D-Dubs is going to get us away for the race. And Waluigi gets off to a good start as well, D-Dubs does not. As he is about to go into the first corner, relatively challenged here by Waluigi, and Wario right behind as well. You got Slapman who's on the soft, so you would expect with the way he was driving earlier on for him to start launching his way towards the front really quickly. And we'll see whether or not that's going to turn out to be the case sooner rather than later. Here comes Waluigi against D-Dubs. Also Wario on the opposite side. Wario going to the outside, and Waluigi's going to follow him. Waluigi on the outside. Wario looking to follow through a hole. The hole that doesn't quite exist yet. A little bit of a touch there from Wario on D-Dubs as Waluigi gets to the front of this grid. As we go down the hill, the inside line to Waluigi, and now to Wario as well. Will Wario go for a move? Wario's going to try and follow through a hole that quite frankly doesn't exist, or didn't exist until D-Dubs hit the grass. Wario still not able to make it count for now. D-Dubs has hit the grass again, and that'll open the door this time. Wario to the inside, and Wario up into second. Waluigi leads, Wario second. The GTR that control this race now. Here comes Slapman on the outside of D-Dubs. Slapman obviously got the soft tyre, so we'll see whether or not Slapman's going to just be able to breeze on by. As we go down the straight here, he's on the inside now of D-Dubs. Also Wario on the inside of Waluigi. Slapman goes for it. Slapman goes deep. Slapman goes very deep. But Slapman, after being touched by D-Dubs, and Slapman has been spun round by D-Dubs there. Oh, that's not good news for the Ferrari. D-Dubs try to go round the inside, a little bit of a switchback attempt there after a mistake, a bad mistake there by Slapman, and it just ended up in catastrophe for Slapman, who one mistake compounded with another, but this time it wasn't his mistake, it was D-Dubs who span him round. And well, that leaves us with one driver less to worry about in this race at this point in time. Slapman at the back of the grid. Everyone and anyone's on the back of each other in the mid pack here going down the straight. You know, Berserk and Monty 5th and 6th doing a pretty good job of it so far. The GTRs are very much in the distance off of the end of lap 1. And you've got Jin and Fracas. Fracas not able to hold off Jin there. Jin goes up into 7th. And Jin to the grass! And Jin's hit Berserk as well! And they've come together again! And they go up the hill! And this is chaos! And Fracas has somehow come off the worst in all of this. As Higgsy's just going to stroll on by the lot of them. If they continue to make mistakes like that. Jin gets off. Jin and Berserk, sorry, and Fracas has gone round! Fracas has gone round. I took my eyes off the screen for about 4 seconds, and Fracas has decided he didn't want to race anymore. Let's get it. Oh, just too deep. Way too deep. Unabetted as well. He's It's just his own mistake there. Higsy going past Berserk now as well. Higsy goes very deep into this corner. I guess that's just the line he wants to take here, but he will get past Berserk nonetheless. And Higsy is just picking up the scraps of the battle between the Berserk and Jin not that long ago. As the front five are starting to just start to drift away a little bit now. Especially the front two, the two GTRs. Should be able to work in tandem here to get themselves as far away as possible, rather than trying to fight each other. Here comes Jin against Monty. Jin to the inside of Monty. Let's see what's going to happen here. Jin's got a lot of space, a lot of time, and a lot of area to make that move happen, because Monty just does not close the door, and Jin will make that move. Up in the fifth goes Jin. Got also an attempted move here, I think, from Higsy. No, Higsy's too far back. It looked like he was a lot closer from the camera angle at the back there, but he isn't close enough on Monty to make anything stick just yet. So we've got GTR, followed by GTR, followed by Supra. Three cars that aren't exactly the greatest on their tires. We'll wait and see whether or not that's going to be much of a factor later on. Here comes Jin on the outside of Stewart. Jin going for another move in this lap. Can he get another one? He was behind Berserk at the start of the lap. He's now in front of Stewart in fourth place at the end of the lap. That's a 3 overtake lap there for Jin. And that is a pretty good lap there from the BMW. Stewart and Monty are going at each other. Higsy's one place further back than that particular battle. And well, if you're the GTR, the more people fight behind you, the more you're happy, because this is just causing you to gain such a lead. In this one, you got Stewart, who's now on the inside of Monty. And Monty is just going to be able to tug back in behind him there without much of an issue, after not really being able to make a move. Going Higsy to the inside of Monty and down the hill. Higsy's got the inside line. Is he going to make the move? He's got the inside line. I don't know where the hell Monty's going, but it's certainly not the racing line. And that will mean that Higsy's going to have that position relatively easily now then, as he goes through. Yeah, and that is going to be the case. Higsy up into 6. Monty just did not put up a fight there whatsoever. And Monty is now under fire from Berserk. But he will hold on for just a small amount of time longer, as we're now currently on lap 3 of 17 in this race. Looking to see if anyone's going for some moves. It looks like Jin might be about to have a go at D-Dubs. D-Dubs made a mistake very clearly through the hairpin then chicane, and we're heading up the hill now. Jin's got the inside line into the next hairpin. And Jin is going to get this, and Stewart looked like he was going for one there as well. But definitely didn't get it. It looked like, yeah, Jin able to go by. Up in the third against D-Dub, Stewart not able to make the same move. Jin's going to be happy because he's got multiple cars behind him now. And no real way that he's going to be able to get past very quickly, especially the Super 97 that in a straight line is faster than that Merc. As we go down the straight, Jin is ahead of D-Dubs for now. And then got Stewart and Higsy. Higsy goes to the inside of Stewart. Is he going to be able to get him? Stewart's gone way too deep to defend that position. And yeah, that is going to be as easy as it gets down the inside there for Higsy. And Higsy is up into 5th, so that's one of the two that he needs to picked off. As we go into lap 4 of this race. Monty and Stewart as well behind. Stewart's got the inside line here though on Monty, so life should be made a lot easier for him defending this one. And it will be, because Monty's not able to get him yet. But Monty's going to try the inside here against the old day Supra versus the modern day Supra. The inside line for the modern day Supra. Here comes Monty. But Stewart has done a fine job there on the outside. It's not very often you see the outside line win on that corner. But a fine job indeed. there by by Stewart to hold on. The Berserkers are being now fighting against the two McLarens. We'll see whether or not the two McLarens have got much in the tank in this race. They should have a decent set of actual tyres, because that's what the McLaren is good at. The most out of anything. Here comes Higsy on D-dubs, and Higsy's going to get by D-dubs, and Monty's got past Stewart as well. 2x2s through that corner. As they go into the second and last sector, that was made very, very easy for both of them. Higsy and Monty both getting through, and they're not going to complain if it's that easy again. And Higsy on the outside is going to, well, not going to succumb to the overtake attempt from D-dubs there. D-dubs just not getting a good enough exit on the inside of the final hairpin, the second and last hairpin of the race. Of the lap, sorry. You know, the sweeping right-hand corner now toward the line. Monty is ahead of Stewart for certain, and Higsy has caught up with Jin extremely quickly. And the man in the Aston Villa colours trying to get himself into the top three now. And he will go round the outside here of Jin. Will he get the move on the BMW? It's going to be close. They're still side by side. They're going to go up the hill together now. And Higsy should have the move, and Higsy will have the move on Jin. Up the hill, and up into third goes Higsy, starting from the back. Gets past Jin, and now in third, and just the GTRs in front of him. The real question is anyone going to be able to challenge those GTRs? You see that for the first time in a long time, we see the GTRs in the distance. Going further down the grid, Monty catching up to D-dubs. Stewart's got Deco, and on the back of him now, Deco's starting to make his way through. Orak is not. So you've got Fracas in the background there, and Slavman at the back of the grid entirely by half a lap at this point, which is unfortunate because he had a very good start. Now Wario leads from Waluigi. The two teammates fighting it out right now. See if they can get themselves closer to that BMW in the title race. They definitely need it. Higsy overtaking the BMW is definitely a good sign as well. Here comes Monty versus D-dubs. D-dubs had the inside line here against Monty though. It's Super versus Super. Teammates fighting it out here. And Monty is going to go past D-dubs without much of an issue actually. As we head into the final sector, or halfway through the second and last sector in this race. In this lap, sorry. So, we're going through. And Stewart is still fighting Deco back there. Deco is starting to close on in on the pack here. I am very, very intrigued at the strategy that are about to come into play here. Because these guys, I'm assuming that a large chunk, if not the entire tier, is about to do a two-stop in this race. And, wow, two-stop will be very interesting, especially if someone pulls off a one-stop. Someone can pull off the one-stop, they'll be in a very good position here. Those cars are not doable with those tyres, because those tyres just fall off a cliff extremely quickly. As point improving here by both the GTRs who are running out of tyres, especially Waluigi. That front right is not looking like it's seen its best day. It looks like Higsy is closing in there. Merck's tyres are substantially better. You've got Jin in fourth. Monty in fifth, who's closing in on Jin as well now. Those super tyres are actually doing a little bit better than the GTR, than the BMWs. The M6 is just slightly losing out on the tyres now. As we go through, D-dubs has gone wide, and there goes Deco. Deco's going to take that up the inside. And that was made extremely easy. Taya capitalizing on a D-dub mistake. And Deco is starting to make his way through. Also, Fracas has dropped all the way back off again, so Fracas must have made another mistake in this somewhere. Zerk and Knight, Stewart and H, D-Dubs and Deco as well. Deco needs to start catching up to what the lead in pack. Monty's still catching to Jin, but Jin losing ground heavily on the front, and Higsy has got past Zelda now as well. And Zelda's going to fire it straight back, almost into the back of Higsy there, and Higsy is going to be able to clear him now. Just because of the tyre difference, if nothing else, the tyres have certainly been chewed off that GTR in this race so far. I'm up on it, I didn't even know it. As we go through on lap 6 on the medium tyres, you're going to need a couple more out of that, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. It looks like Wario's coming in, and so is Waluigi. Which means Higsy is now in the lead of this race. You've got Jin, followed by Deco, followed by Stewart. Aurak also doesn't go in, so Aurak jumps himself into the top 5 in this race. As we are continuing up the hill, Jin's got a lot of room to catch up to Higsy now, and Deco had a lot of room to just drive his own race. Now McLaren's tyres are looking extremely good right now. Look at that, Deco's tyres are not even halfway, and we're 7 laps through this race. Deco could go probably the entire race on medium to this race if he wanted to. Aurak's tyres are not anywhere near as good as Deco's right now. It's probably not as good as Steven Stewart in front of him. Stewart's doing a good job on his tyres right now in that Super 97. The Super 97 notoriously good on said tyres. Same with the McLaren, you get the AMG and throw that in there as well. It's a relatively decent tyre that we begin to look at a couple of one-stops. Same with the Mazda there here as well. The Mazda should be pretty good on its tyres and everything else that goes with it as well. But Fracas has not had a good race. Alright, needs to catch up to Stewart. He is starting to move his way in, but he needs to start making a bit more inroads if he wants to win this race. We've got Deco right behind Jin now. Jin is not going to be that far away from a pit stop, I don't think. Higsy is absolutely in the distance, and I think he's cleared both the GTRs whenever he decides to pit as well. The real question is, it 1 or 2 stop here for Higsy? As Higsy now goes through the final corner, he had enough tyre, more than enough tyre to one-stop this. So he could easily go 10 laps here. There you go, 2:18.1, currently the best lap of the race here for Higsy. And for the entire lobby for that matter as well. In comes Jin, in comes Aurak, which is a fairly interesting decision. Deco stays out, so does Deco, sorry. What have I just said? What am I looking at? I would say Higsy, but I guess I just Higsy and Deco together. It could be. It's what it is, I guess. You're now the same person, apparently. You have Stewart in third, who's considerably off, and everyone is starting to just drift away from each other at this point. We'll go and have a look at the GTRs versus D-Dubs. That's currently the net P1 battle, I guess. Oh no, Jin's pit. Never mind, Jin has pit. I think Monty has too. So it's definitely not the net P1 battle anymore. They lost a significant amount of time. Monty might actually be in the lead of this race now in terms of the 2-stop. Which would be very interesting. Yeah, Monty is starting to catch up now. Fracas still has to pit at least once himself. It probably would be a good idea for him to turn this into a one-stop if entirely possible. Because even if he does turn it into a one-stop, that does put him ahead of Fracas, does put him ahead of Monty and company right now. Berserk also here as well. Let's see if Berserk's going to be able to go to lap 10 on the medium tyre, or whether or not they're coming in now. Stewart here, Stewart going through the last sector. He's comfortably in third. Deco is comfortably in second right now, but closing in on Higsy. He has definitely got a ton of tyre, and a one stop is definitely the right choice here for Deco. That would be Higsy into the pits. Higsy into the pits. Deco does not go in. So Deco has made it clear that it's now a one stop or nothing here for him, as he is going to continue on very comfortably in the lead of this race. Higsy. Let's see where Higsy comes out. Berserk into the pits now. Fracker stays out as well. So I think that's made it clear that we have 3 people doing a one stop. I am very intrigued to see what's about to unfold here. We're on lap 9, we're about halfway through the race now. Actually, this lap is halfway through the race, and we're about to go over the 20-minute mark. We've got battles across the midfield apparently. Here comes Frackers and Jin. Frackers got overtook by Monty, albeit Monty's on a different tyre and a better tyre. Frackers overtaken by Jin now as well, as Jin goes to the inside. And both of them using the advantage that they have on the other tyre just to make sure that they can get in front of Frackers right now. Frackers is going to be able to, well, Frackers knows that this is realistically poor position. Higsy not that far behind Jin and Monty now, but he is behind them at the moment. And Wario and Waluigi as well. D-Dubs is right in the back here, and Orak looking for something as well, has probably made the wrong decision being on two-stop in the McLaren. As we're going in this very, very long, I believe it's the longest corner on the track. It's at least the second longest corner on the track there, the sweeping left-hander. And Waluigi is going to be able to hold on here against D-Dubs. D-Dubs holding on as well against Orak. We head further up the grid. Higsy just gets past Rackus now. Higsy is going to be launching himself after Monty and after Jin, given the fact that those two he knows that are far for position. Very interested to see how this all plays out later on when the pit stops come together. Everyone's done their two. We've got a four-way battle here for 8th place at this point in time. Orak on the back of it, D-Dubs, and then the two Nissan GTRs. And 7th and 8th, it's actually four-place battle for 7th, sorry. And then you've got the two at the back, Berserk and Slapman. Not really doing an awful lot of anything at this point in time. No pits again for Jin, for Stewart and for Deco. So, that will be 3 guys here doing the one stop. And they all know what they need to do now. And Deco himself knows that he has a unbelievably significant lead right now. Look at that, right at the bottom of the hill already, as we're not even entering the top of the hill. Safe to say that that Deco is now in complete control of this race. Effectively, this couldn't be far short. This can't be far short of 10 seconds, if not more than 10 seconds. Clear of where Stewart is in second right now, who's being hunted down very quickly by Jin, and then Monty behind them. Jin looking obviously to catch up to his teammate to be the one that ends up winning the championship. Well, certainly the one that leads the championship out of this race. Here comes Jin to the inside of Stewart. Will he get it done? He will get it done. Stewart is not able to hang with the soft tyres at the moment. Albeit Jin gets this very wrong. Jin gets this out extremely wrong, and Stewart's going to have the chance to fight back here. Jin has got away with murder there. Literally daylight robbery and on his keeping his car, and been able to keep everything stable and also keep the position at the same time, but he has been able to do it. Into second goes Jin. Monty is not able to pass Stuart because he slid out of the side of that hairpin, and he had a chance, and now he's on the grass, and he almost slides the car again. Here comes Higsy, and it's a second penalty for Monty now. And lap 10 pit stop there for Deco. So Deco has now taken his pit stop. He also gets the undercut on the rest of the grid. As in comes Stuart as well. So there goes Stuart's pit stop. So the undercut will be good for both of those two later in this race. Monty has a penalty that will drag him behind Higsy by the end of this lap. Honestly, rather impressive to get a penalty around here. I'm not entirely sure where the penalty line even is. And we've got a battle for second at the moment. Everyone else will still have to pit. I think it's going to be lap 12 that they all decide to do it. Because I think we might be getting a couple of people onto the 18th lap here. And yeah, Monty's got a penalty. So Jin's currently in the lead. He's got a corner advantage from Monty, from Higsy. We all still have to pit. Wario, D-Dubs and Waluigi all still have to pit as well. Alright, just trying to make his way through. Alright, to the inside. Can he get it done? Yes, he can. There's one McLaren through. There's one McLaren through on Waluigi. Alright, getting a pretty nice move there on the GTR. It looks like Deco might be closing in on him too. Deco now on the fresh tyres, of course, because he just pit on lap 10, so he is starting to make his way through. He's currently in 8th, but everyone else in front of him still has to pit again, regardless of what lap they do that on. It looks like Monty has got himself a second penalty again, as he's been overtaken by Higsy. Or has he not served it yet? Where is the penalty line? That's the real question. Oh, there's the penalty line. The penalty line is outside the final corner. Got it. And, well, that means Higsy got by him before the penalty even served, and now Monty is going to drop way off the back of Higsy now. Monty goes into the pits. It won't get rid of his penalty. Certainly doesn't do that. Wario and D-Dub's in as well, and I think Waluigi might be about to dive in as well. Oh no, he doesn't. He stays out. Waluigi stays out the extra lap. He'll be on dead tyres, so incoming Deco on the inside, and he makes it on the first corner. Deco made that look very easy. Quite frankly, it was. Wario is out the pit ahead of Monty, and Monty has actually got the penalty served, which is quite funny. I'm not entirely sure how that worked. As we're now watching Monty and Stuart go at it again. Stuart was in third when he pit, doing the one stop, needs to make his way through. But now that everyone is starting to do the pit stops as well, we're figuring out where everyone actually is, and Stuart is actually behind Monty now. He's also behind Wario as well. Waluigi will pit at the end of the lap. Deco currently in a very, very, very good position. And Deco is currently the first person that has done all of his pit stops. The front three still have to pit again at some point. The tyres and all their fuel will not go to the end in this race, which is going to be very interesting here for Deco. Deco looking to try and take control of this one, I think. Certainly has control at the moment. He sees his teammate not that long into the distance. The two guys in front of him are definitely quite a far way away. Which is going to make the pit stops possibly at the end of this race extremely interesting. And yeah, if I got by your strategist, it'd be definitely one way of putting it, given the fact that you've done a full-blown Ferrari strategy here. Jin now into the pits, so Jin comes in on 12. Higsy, I can only see, will come in on 13. No way he'd go to the end from here. That man goes to the end from where he's currently sat, then fair play to him. Then I would be extremely impressed. But I don't really see it. I don't really see a way that he can. But Deco still has half a tank left. He doesn't even have a quarter. Let's see where everyone is right now. So we got Wario and Jin. So Jin came out ahead of Wario, which probably puts the nail in the coffin of Wario's top 2 hopes. That's for certain, unless he can get some pace here on Jin. You're going to have to do it very, very quickly as well, though, because his tyres are going to go off. It's a lot sooner than those that BMW's would, especially after pitting 1 lap later. Wario's hoping that this goes 17, and he goes to the inside here on Jin. Doesn't get the move, though. Tried it to the inside there. I think that was a warning shot fired in the direction of Jin by Wario. Let's see if there's anything to improve on it. As we continue to go through this race, Deco is still in the lead of this. Jin is in net P2, and I think Wario is in net P3 as it stands. Aurak and Higsy still have to pit. You know, Monty in behind these, he's currently in net P4. Fracas is also existing in a good position here. He's done his pit stop. He doesn't have to pit again. He just has to hold on to what he has, straight behind him as well, or in the same sort of strategy, in the same sort of boat. And Fracas and company are going to hope that Wario and Monty start losing their tyres later on, and they can come back into this one sooner rather than later. So Higsy into the pit, which means I can only assume that in comes Aurak as well. And that is in fact the case. So in comes Aurak into the pits here. So both of them have made the pit stops now, and Deco has come out, and he is well and truly in the lead of this race. Higsy's now coming out. Is he going to beat Jin out of the pits? Is he going to do it? They're going into turn 1. They're basically side by side. The outside line here for Jin is not a favourable place to be. It's even less favourable when you go on the grass like that. And Jin somehow managed to save his car. He's managed to hold off the imminent danger there. But Higsy will keep the position as a result. Man in the car in blue, looking to add to a sprint win with a feature podium at the very least. Let's see if they have enough time in the tank, and enough tyres as well to catch up to Deco, who's currently running the show. We're currently on lap 14 in this race. We've got less than 10 minutes to go. We've got about 8 minutes left on that clock. It's going to be very close as to whether or not somebody gets himself onto lap 18 or not. And a real question of whether or not how long Deco's tyres are going to last him. If they're going to last him to the end of this race, I don't see much of a chance here for the cars behind him, as Higsy and Jin and company are starting to catch. They are definitely starting to catch up. Higsy got deep! Higsy got very deep! And somehow survives! Again! There's a lot of mistakes that are going criminally unpunished here in this race. A lot of the cars that manage to save their cars right at the very, very last minute. Jin is also going to make a mistake there on the hairpin and doesn't lose a position again. A lot of mistakes being made in the battle for second here, and Higsy now has a lot of room and breathing space. even after his mistake of going wide in the prior couple of corners ago. He's got space to chin. He's got Wario breathing down his neck now. Cars behind him, Monty and Fracas. Bear in mind, Monty's got the tyre. Well, actually, you know, Fracas has better tyres at this point in time. And Fracas is going to go for this. He's going to have the outside line against Monty's inside line. Who's going to have the better one here? It looks like Monty. It looks like Monty for now. And the switchback attempt there for Fracas is not going to stick. So Monty is into fifth. And Fracas is going to have to go and wait for another shot here. Higgsy must have made a mistake. Higgsy must have made a mistake here. Goes up the hill because Jin has overtaken him. I'm not sure what the hell's happened to Higgsy here. Pause maybe? I'm not entirely sure what Higgsy just did. What's going on with Higgsy? Is his remote died or something? Oh, this is not good news for the Mercedes. This is really not good news. He's lost out on multiple positions now. He lost out the Jin, he lost out the Wario as well. I wonder whether or not he's having a bit of a problem. Fracas is looking at the inside of Monty now. Fracas is looking for that fifth place. He's looking at every opportunity he can. He knows for a fact that he probably should have done better in this race. But that early spin put a dent in any chance of that. So he's looking for a top five, and he'll take that and run after the early mistake. Won't stop doing him a service at the moment. Fracas currently has better tyres at the front right there than Monty does. For certain. Stewart also very much running out of tyre in that front right tyre of his. Zelda is, yeah, well, no. Oh, your VR, you driving VR? Okay, well, that was not what I would have said about this thing. And it disconnect. Ouch. Ouch. Well then, that is a really bad time for that to happen. You were charging down Deco with relative ease there as well. It would have been interesting to see if you would have got to Deco by the last lap. But with 5 minutes to go, Deco is going to go through this entire race now unchallenged. I don't think Jin is close enough. I don't think Jin will get close enough either. Oh, there's someone having a bit of a nightmare through the back there. I think that was Fracas. Yeah, it was Fracas. They had a lot of grass. He's managed to keep that car going, which is fair play to him. Fair play to him, but it's going to cost him any chance against Monty now. Definitely had a chance not that long ago for a top 5 finish. That might have just come off the table. As we go into lap 16. We're going up through the end of sector 1 here. Monty nowhere near as quick as his starting lap. That's expected at this point in this race. Everyone's tyres are falling off the edge of the cliff. Stewart gone deep. He's just about saved his car there, but there goes Waluigi through on Stewart. Orak is going to have a good shot at this now as well. Orak to the inside. Oh, there goes Stewart again. There goes Stewart again, who goes very deep into the corner that time. So Orak's going to be gifted 8th place, as he has now got a shot. Realistically, if Orak wants this at Waluigi, there's still a top 6 available for both of those guys, actually. With just over a lap to go and significantly better tyres than the cars around them. Especially for Orak. 2 or 3 laps pressure on his tyres. He's going to be about 20 or 30% pressure on his tyres right now. So, Higgsy well off the back of Wario now. That VR disconnect has been just absolutely handicapped him in this race. And it could be a case of whether or not he gets caught by Monty by the end of this. So he's cleared Fracas quite substantially now. Fracas just having one too many mistakes realistically to do anything about it. Here comes Orak to the inside with better tyres on Waluigi here. Alright, not being able to get it down into this chicane, but he should be able to get it onto lap 17 as we go through into the 38th minute. No, just about to go into the 38th minute. Zorak is unable to save the car and goes planted straight into the wall. Isn't able to save his car in the slightest. It looked like he might have been able to just sneak in at the end, but nope. That car just gave up on him and alright, straight into the wall. One to forget for him for certain. As we... Oh, there goes Monty! There goes Monty into the grass! Everyone and anyone cannot keep the car on track right now, and Fracas is going to stroll on through. He is not going to complain with the ability to take fifth for free. Monty with a gigantic mistake. He'd made another one there. He's gone very deep. No tyre left on that Supra. So Waluigi should be able to make an easy move here. Going to switch to look to the inside down the hill. And he gets the late break here against the Supra. And that was made to look extremely easy. We got Aurak and Stewart again in the back there. Aurak trying to regain his 8th place. He has regained his 8th place over Stewart. One piece of sure, he's certainly not going to get anything over Monty or anything like that here. Here comes Wario and Higgsy, and I think Higgsy has managed to get his VR headset actually connected again. As he now has a little bit of a run here, Wario decided that the grass turning into a lawnmower would be the best way to spend the final lap. As Higgsy now had the line on the outside, and he can keep it short and shallow, and he doesn't keep it short and shallow. He keeps it long and somehow manages to take advantage of a Wario slide there, which would have gave Wario the position back if he had managed to keep the car in a straight line, because Higgsy made a mess of that. There's 17 seconds to the line here. Honestly, I don't think anyone but Deco is going to get to the line here. So Deco is going to have himself a victory lap. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. I don't even think Deco is getting to the line. Nobody's going to get to the 18th. As we get to McLaren, unchallenged on his one stop, to the line and wins by a margin. Comfortable race by Deco and the one-stop strategy call. Absolutely the right choice. Jin gets second as he opens up a 10-point gap on Moose in the end. Higgsy in third, Wario in fourth, Fracas gets fifth in the end. Monty's going to get sixth. Aurak has somehow managed to get seventh from all of this. As Waluigi's going to take eighth, Stuart's going to get ninth. D-Dubs is going to get 10th, Berserk and Slavman were essentially non-factors in this race as a whole. They will come in at 11 and 12th. And that... I didn't think about it like that, Fracas. Why have you done this? Why have you done this? Why have you done this, Fracas? No, don't. Stop that. Stop that. Like a 50 Shades of Grey reading. Oh, God. It's like a 50 Shades of Grey reading. That's incredible. Well then. Alright, let's get the standards up. And I'm going to go and read the rest of that comment because it cut off halfway through. Let's get the standings for Tier 5 up as we go along. So, Jin, no race wins on the season, but a 10-point gap at the top of this championship. So he has a real good chance of becoming the first driver in ALR history, I think, to win a championship without winning a race. And then you've got Moose King 10 points back on 162, Higgsy on 159, but he isn't going to be able to race, and Wario on 151. So the McLaren's free, and then in the constructors, BMW 334, McLaren 316. Who let the McLaren rip off Stone Cold? Yeah, it's not over. Neither of the championships are over. McLaren are going to be very, very interesting ones to fight off in the end. But I am looking very, very forward to doing the comms and for Blue Moon here and crowning both a constructors and a drivers champion at some point in the next couple of days. But that's all I have for you today. I've been Pyro. It's been fun. Back-to-back Tier 2 and Tier 5 comms take a lot out of you. But it is what it is. As we are going through, well, we're pretty much done here. I would like to say, everyone, thank you for joining me. And I'll see you guys, well, probably late into this week for the final race of the season in a bit.